The mirror where the dead wait. The beginning of the curse. The house had been silent for years, not the peaceful kind of silence, but the heavy kind, the kind that presses against your ears and makes you feel like something is listening. This house belonged to Zainab Hale, an old woman who lived alone at the very end of Cedar Lane. People said she was strange, that she talked to herself, that she spent hours sitting in front of an old mirror in her bedroom. What they didn't know was this. Zainab wasn't talking to herself. She was talking to her dead sister, the mirror. The mirror was ancient, taller than a man, its edges cracked like dried skin. No one remembered when it had entered the house. It had always been there. Every night, Zainab sat before it, her weak hands resting on her knees, whispering in a trembling voice, "Please, don't look at me like that. I didn't mean to take your life." Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she begged. Sometimes she screamed at the mirror to leave her alone. And sometimes the mirror answered. The sister who never left. Zainab once had a younger sister named Salma. Salma was beautiful, too beautiful. She loved mirrors, loved her reflection more than anything. People said she could stare at herself for hours, smiling, admiring, comparing. One night, the neighbors heard glass shatter. They found Salma dead on the bedroom floor, her throat cut by shattered mirror glass. But her face was calm, peaceful, almost satisfied. The mirror was never removed. From that night on, Zainab began seeing Salma's reflection standing behind her, smiling softly, eyes empty and dark. The death of the old woman. Years passed. Zainab grew weaker, her back bent, her eyes sunk deep into her skull, but her fear only grew stronger. The night before she died, she grabbed a neighbor's hand and whispered, "Whatever you do, don't break the mirror. If you do, she'll come out." The next morning, Zainab was found dead in her bed. Her eyes were wide open, her mouth frozen in a silent scream, and on the mirror, a handprint appeared from the inside. The sun returns. 3 days later, her son Imran arrived. He hadn't been close to his mother. City life had kept him away. To him, this was just a house full of memories and dust. But the moment he stepped inside, the air turned cold. That night, he slept in his mother's room. At exactly 3:17 a.m., he felt breathing near his ear. Slow, dry, dead. He opened his eyes. In the mirror, an old woman stood behind him. His mother. Her face was pale, her eyes hollow. She whispered, "Don't look. She's watching you now." Suddenly, another face appeared beside hers. Salma, smiling. Imran woke up screaming. Sweat covered his body. His heart felt like it would burst. It had to be a dream, but when morning came, his blood froze. Written on the mirror in fog's glass were 4 words. "Now it's your turn." At that exact moment, a bedroom door slammed shut by itself, and the mirror cracked. The son who saw too much. Imran did not sleep again that night. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the mirror covered with a bedsheet. Every few seconds, the cloth moved slightly, as if something behind it was breathing. He kept telling himself it was stress, grief, imagination, but the house disagreed. At 4:02 a.m., the whispering began. Soft, feminine, close. "Imran." His mother's voice. His throat went dry. "I told you not to look, but you never listened, just like me." The bedsheet slipped. Not fell, slipped slowly, deliberately, revealing the mirror. Imran's reflection wasn't alone. His mother stood behind him again, but this time she was crying. Her lips trembled as she whispered, She made me stay. She wouldn't let me die." Then another hand appeared on the mirror, younger, pale, bloody. Salma. "She promised me beauty forever. All I needed was a place to live." The mirror cracked down the center. Imran screamed and ran, but the hallway was wrong. Too long, too dark. Every mirror on the walls, frames he didn't remember, reflected the same thing: Salma walking closer, step by step. The death of the sun. Imran locked himself in the bathroom. He smashed the mirror with his fist. Glass shattered, but instead of breaking, the mirror opened like water. Hands reached out, cold, wet, desperate. They pulled him forward. He screamed for his mother. She was there, standing inside the mirror, her face full of regret. "I tried to stop her," Zainab cried, "but she chose me first." Salma wrapped her arms around Imran and whispered, "You'll keep me young, and I'll keep you here." The bathroom went silent. What the police found. The next morning, neighbors reported screaming. Police forced the door open. The house was empty. No body, no blood. Only one thing remained. On the bathroom wall, written in deep scratches, "He saw her." And in the mirror, Imran's face stared back, blinking, trapped. The brother arrives. 2 weeks later, Adil, Zainab's younger brother, arrived from another city. He had ignored the calls, ignored the warnings, but when his nephew vanished, he came. The moment he saw the mirror, his face turned pale, because he recognized it. "This mirror," he whispered, "was never meant to exist." He touched the glass. Something touched him back, from the inside. Salma smiled, and the mirror whispered one final promise: "Your family, too." The thing inside the glass. Adil did not sleep the first night. He sat on the floor of the bedroom, the mirror standing upright against the wall, uncovered. He knew better. This mirror had a history, one that should have been buried. The truth about the mirror. 45 years ago, when Zainab and Salma were young, their mother brought the mirror home from an abandoned estate sale. The seller had only said one thing: "Don't place it where someone can see themselves alone." Their mother laughed. That same night, she woke screaming, claiming her reflection had moved after she stopped. 3 days later, she was dead. The mirror passed from woman to woman in the family. Each one aged quickly. Each one whispered at night. Each one died afraid. Except Salma. Why Salma was chosen. Salma didn't fear the mirror. She admired it. She talked to it, touched it, slept facing it. The thing inside the glass noticed her hunger, her envy of youth, her obsession with beauty. It offered her a bargain. A body for a body, a soul for a soul. Salma accepted. But bargains with mirrors are never fair. She died, but did not leave. She became the keeper, and Zainab became the container. The old woman's sin. Zainab knew. She saw Salma murder their mother through the mirror. She said nothing. She chose silence over truth. That was her punishment. To live long enough to watch everyone she loved be taken, one reflection at a time. The brother's realization. Adil pressed his palm to the glass. It was warm. Too warm. A voice whispered from inside, not Salma's, older, deeper. Every family gives us one who wants and one who watches. Adil stepped back. "How do I end this?" he demanded. The mirror cracked slightly. You don't, it answered. You replace. That night, Adil dreamt of Imran. His nephew's face was pale, stretched beneath the glass. Uncle, he begged, don't let her stay beautiful. Adil woke up screaming. At dawn, he picked up a hammer. He raised it toward the mirror. From inside, Zainab screamed. From behind him, Salma whispered softly, If you break it, I walk free. Adil's hands shook, because he understood the truth. The mirror wasn't a prison. It was a door, and someone had to stay behind it. The man who took her place. Adil stood alone in the bedroom as the sun disappeared. The house felt different now, awake. The mirror no longer reflected the room behind him. It reflected a corridor, long, black, endless, lined with faces pressed against glass from the inside. Men, women, children, all watching, all waiting. The final warning. Zainab's voice cried from the mirror, weak and broken. Please, don't let her out. If she steps into the world, she won't need mirrors anymore. Salma appeared beside her, still young, still beautiful. Her eyes were wrong, too deep, too empty. You always loved him more, Salma said softly to Adil. Let me live, let him rest. She touched the glass. The mirror rippled like water. Adil staggered back. What happens if I stay? He whispered. The thing inside the mirror answered, You will be remembered, but never seen. The house remembers. The walls began to bleed hairline cracks. Every reflective surface in the house, windows, frames, even polished wood, began showing the same image, Salma stepping closer, closer, closer. Adil realized something terrifying. The mirror wasn't contained. It was spreading. The sacrifice. Adil dropped the hammer. He removed his ring, his watch, his shoes. He stepped toward the mirror. Zainab screamed. Salma smiled wider. But just before crossing, Adil turned and whispered, You wanted to stay beautiful. I'll make sure you stay trapped. He stepped inside. The glass closed behind him like skin healing. What escaped? The house went silent. The mirror showed a room again, normal, empty, too empty. Then, a reflection moved that wasn't there before. Salma stood in the corner of the room, not in the mirror, in the house, breathing, smiling. She touched her face, alive, young, free. Behind her, in the mirror, Adil's face appeared, eyes wide, mouth open, trapped, watching. The first step outside. Salma walked to the front door. The mirror cracked loudly behind her. She paused, looked back, and whispered, Thank you for the years. She opened the door and stepped into the world.